The language is explicit: choose life. But this framing collapses under scrutiny because the choice is offered under threat. Obedience is paired with blessing, disobedience is paired with catastrophe, exile, and death. This is not freedom, it's coercion dressed as consent. When one option leads to life and the other leads to destruction, the outcome is predetermined. Choice becomes rhetorical, not real. What's especially insidious is how this framing reframes responsibility. The system inflicts harm, then assigns blame to the victim for choosing it. If disaster follows, it's not the result of disproportionate punishment or unjust authority, it's the consequence of a bad choice. Power disappears behind the language of agency. Coercion becomes invisible because the threat is framed as consequence rather than enforcement. Psychologically, this produces moral confusion. People are taught to experience compliance as voluntary, even when alternatives are lethal. Agency then becomes performative. You're free as long as you choose correctly. Over time, individuals lose the ability to distinguish between genuine choice and compelled behavior. Obedience feels moral because it feels chosen, even when refusal is impossible. This fractures moral reasoning and weakens the sense of self directed responsibility. This dynamic also trains people to internalize blame. When suffering occurs, the question is not whether the system was unjust, it is whether the individual failed. People learn to turn inward rather than question authority. Guilt replaces critique, shame replaces resistance. The system no longer needs to justify itself because people police themselves emotionally. This is how compliance is reframed as freedom. Authority presents itself not as controlling, but as offering options: life or death, blessing or curse. Dissent is no longer disagreement, it's self destruction. Resistance is not punished, it's framed as choosing harm. Once that logic is accepted, opposition collapses. You're not silenced, you're free to ruin yourself. This structure is foundational to authoritarian power. When coercion is masked as choice, accountability disappears. Authority can claim moral innocence because it merely set the options. Violence, exclusion, and punishment become the natural outcome of bad decisions rather than the actions of those in power. Deuteronomy doesn't eliminate freedom outright, it redefines it so narrowly that obedience is the only survivable option.